Hi there, this is Kate from the Nest saying welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so happy to have you with me, and it is another little confession video. It's my last night here in San Diego. The sun is shining. I got to go and hear a gospel choir this morning, and when you see, hear, and such joy, and I smile so much that my face is actually hurting and my throat is a little hoarse from just singing along with and clapping my hands. So that was a one-off. Thank you to my new local San Diego friends for just offering me that opportunity, and that was a once in a lifetime. So Kate was on a high, although exhausted because I had to get up early to do that. Talked to my gorgeous husband, and he said he was so proud of me. I love him so much, and he said, you know, if there's anything left undone, this might be your last time. So I mean, when you've bought one suitcase, and I did a trial pack last night and then another one this morning, well, I had a little bit of room, and I did some research and discovered that when I went out to Vignettes the other day in Ocean Beach, I'm getting my lay of the land a little bit better around San Diego now, that there were other antique malls that I'd missed. And I think I told you that I didn't get any embroideries in that first haul. So I've gone again. I have no pennies left. I will probably be having bread and Vegemite, toast and Vegemite when I get home, but my gorgeous husband has said it's okay. So let's make you smile right from the beginning. I'm going to do some stitching, but I've just got to show you a few little funny things. Kate found some things that were called button covers. There's five of them. I've never seen this in my life. If you know about them, you can tell me. Oh, but they do open up, and I can work out a way of attaching them to funny places. So there we go. It's always going to remind me I love wearing boots. And guess what? Here's the last one. It's a Christmas boot. And see, some are left and some are right. In fact, that's the only one that's left. But that's coming home with me. Here before you, I want to allay your fears to say thanks to Beck's bag, I have plenty of thread still with me. So that is good. But if I had run out in one of the, what's that in there? It looks like pepper or something. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's probably out of there. I love this. It's some sort of a little pin thing. It looks very old. It's got green on top and wooden spools. And a couple of spare needles and a thread holder. So, loved that. And I think, where's it from? Philadelphia or somewhere. Okay. These were all, I mean, things do add up, but there's nothing that I've spent apart from that was more than, you know, $3, $4, and $5. So that's when you feel really Missy. I'm thinking of you again. You love your zippers. Look at this little quirky one. I want to make, and I might even do it when I do Beck's needlebook class when I go home. I want to make a tiny little pouch with a zipper, and this says Z on it, so I think it's the original zippers. So there we go. And under here, I better just get to this. The first thank you everyone. How are you? Southern Hemisphere, I know you might be back at work Monday morning. I hope I can make you smile and cheer you up. We here in the Northern Hemisphere, I go home tomorrow, so I'm just loving saying that. I'm in the Northern Hemisphere. Love, love, love this weather. It's Sunday afternoon, early evening, and I found another treasure. I just went into a different shop, and I walked in, and there on the shelf was this. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's told me about the wedding ring quilt. Now you'll have to help me understand this one. I am thinking of Missy and Kristen when I look at this, because I think they piece like this, but it is hand stitched. There are so many. It's not as big as the other one, but there are so many things that made me smile about this. So it's got blues, it's got pinks, yellows, and as my husband said, if you have room, you may never be back. So I seized the moment, and here we go. Look at that. That's joy. I'm going to just leave that as a centerpiece. Incredible. Okay, so you may not want to know about my treasures, but I'm always going to be authentic Kate, and you'll see these bits and pieces popping up in my work. So if you want to get to the stitching, whiz forward. If you like the crackle of crunchy paper, I'm going to share with you some of the bits that I've bought. So today this was the biggest piece that I got. There's a second middle one coming. I don't know where to start. I've shown you these funny little boots, haven't I? Okay. I haven't been able to do a crochet video for you because I realized I didn't bring my crochet hook. So that was, that's been unfortunate, but it does mean I've done lots and lots of stitching. I found, there's 2 of these somewhere, but I just love learning from what other people do. And I think these are pot stands. So this is one, not particularly in my colors, but I just love the notion of how that was done. And when I come across the other one, I will share it with you. So really cheap. Oh, here it is. Look at this one. Look at that. So, you know, when we're looking for inspiration, I'll stand up. I'm pretty tired from all that shopping, but I'll show you. Look at this. So it's got a layer of cream ecru crocheting there. Then this has been added with this flower. Look at that. And then around the side is in this love and ready. Ta-da! That's very different. So I want to keep them whole, but I will, when I go home, unpick that edging. But how is that for amazingness? So that one and this one completely different, but hey, look, Kate started a collection of crocheted pot holders. Who would have ever thought? So there, those, and we're going to have some crinkly paper moments, because when I make my journals, I love sharing that. I just have to work out that my hands are in the right place. So totally full of joy. As I said though, realizing that it's time to go home. I'm missing home. Enough work has been done, but to take these treasures home with me means that, as usual, I will continue to enjoy. So I've got 2 really old things to show you. No, more than that. I've just opened there. Did you love that crinkle? I didn't open it in the shop, but look at this. This is beautiful, delicate work on a hanky, and with my vintage pouches in the natural colors. I could just see that. I can see it in my journals. I did buy some lovely things from my journals, so if you watch both my styles, you'll see that when I get home, when I get my papers out, I'll show you some bits there. But that is beautiful. It's so, so fine, and all that work. So love, love, love. Does it look dirty when it's against the white? I don't want it to look dirty. What can I do? We won't worry about that. You understand. Well, how about we go to this one and then we'll begin. This one is an unexpected purchase. It was called a pillowcase, and I think it's, you might be able to see it, it's Dutch. There's a boy giving a girl flowers, and there's a windmill, and over here's a windmill. But what I loved is learning about the stitching. So they're really big stitches, and in here it's like the parts of the garment have been sewed in with just separate chains. So I just found that interesting for the work. I love that her apron is just running stitches, and there's a little ball there. So anyway, that's that. And so why don't we put them this way, and then when I show you neutrals, it will sort of calm it down. So we've got that little one. Now the next is a treasure. I haven't opened it yet, but this is what it said. Vintage hankies, $3, some holes in one. But look at Kate's heart just started to beat. I don't care about holes. Maybe it's not usable, but I just, here we go. Actually might just, oh no, there's two. Okay, so these are old. And yes, there are holes, but look at that as a piece of work. Look at this. Love, love, love that. So those of you who know that I love and treasure, I want to give that new life, that corner. And here's the other one. So identical, both stained, both very old, but the linen is beautiful if it's linen, but the embroidery is gorgeous. And singing my songs, I've been attracted to orange over here. Okay, they're the things in crinkles. Let's talk about my accordion journal. And I've got something ready to stitch if we have time for that. I've had this in mind all day and started to get excited about the next step when I opened this afternoon, and my stem fell off. So don't worry, it will return, but I've got to work out. So that's my learning. We have to be prepared for things like that. I've got something very special, but I can't find it right at the moment. It will turn up. Of course, Kate, wherever she is, lines things, layers and layers. I found this. It's just by itself. I think it's a napkin. It's got stains around it, but I was thinking, look at this as a center, and suddenly I was thinking of these plain pages on the back of my accordion, and wouldn't it be nice if I started to work with a piece like this? It's linen, it will be a delight to sew. It's got my shaggy edges on it. So that was, the field notes was in my mind when I got that, as well as this. I've got a few of these. I don't know, is that, what, is it a peacock? It could be, but dainty, dainty little bird, tiny, tiny stitches. And I thought that could go in there. Okay, I'm going to speed up, but I hope you're getting some eye candy and some joy from these pieces. This got an initial on it as well, so that's just beautiful fabric under there. I found some hankies. I think we're in the same stall as the quilt. I'll just go through them very quickly. That's pink with white, dainty little white with blue. Look at these, Kate's flowers. This is on a round hanky, but they will be harvested and they're all around. So it won't be too long till you see that. And this one, not really a purple girl, but using pink more. And I bought this one because of the beautiful variegated trim. So again, you'll see that. It's actually interesting because it's got some yellow and purples in there. And then the white piece, hanky, is different. This was a big flower, so for my flower garden, that's going to go in there. All right, I'm going to hurry on. I have, yeah, I got absolutely, couldn't stop looking at these. I've got 3 collars. Now, you may have seen them more than I, but look at this. It's raised crochet with these tiny little flowers, and it's been turned into a collar, and look at these tiny, tiny little buttons. So that's one. This one is bigger, and I don't know how that is to open, but anyway, just beautiful work. This should be a slow stitch crochet one, shouldn't it? But I'm not actually crocheting. So look at that. And then finally, this is like the yoke of a little dress, or they still call it a collar, but you know what I mean. It's I don't know how to describe that. Sort of goes around in a square, but they would be the shoulders. So beautiful pieces of crochet. And if you've been seeing my time and memory journals, I love this idea of using things like this as a window with other fabric behind them. Okay, so that's a little share, and now we need a little stitch. And for that reason, where are we going to go? I'm going to do another ta-da moment. You know that when I came back from Kansas, I worked on this pouch, and it includes my treasure pieces, and I've just added and added and added, and whenever I don't know what to do, I just add to some stitching. There's Kansas, etc. When I knew that I was coming over here, I put together, I love this. This is so California. I mean, I've been at the beach today. It was called Ocean Beach. It's not far out of the city of San Diego, and it was just wonderful to see everyone on holidays, relaxing. It was just joy. And I realized that these colors are so California. So that's what I made to come over. This is what I made to go back. So what turn is it? What do I have to do? I have to make one to go back. I don't need any more pouches, but this is going to be bright, I imagine. I did find this, this was a doll's blanket that I've just torn in half already since I've come home. And this might be way, way bright for you and Kate's channel. And already, where did I put that? I put it somewhere, there we are. So we can probably get patchwork. This isn't real patchwork, but my idea is that I'm just going to applique on and make some patterns. So just to settle me down, I am just got my pink wool. Now will let me think about Roxy's Journal of Stitchery and what I'm going to do in my accordion. I'm not going to do my quilt today. As I said, I've been practicing packing. I think I'll be okay, but I will have to check in luggage. But many of you have been very kind and encouraging. So this is our shared shopping trip. And I don't think I'll even be able to go to Vinnie's or any op shops for a while in Australia. but that's okay. I've had this amazing experience and will sit very, very happily in my nest with all of these things around me. Okay, so this is just cotton and it's old, so it's having a little bit of a fight with me to even go in and out. But that's doesn't worry me so much because this is slow stitching. I do have one more share at the end. So again, if you don't like this, yeah, I was about to say I've just got music in my mind, and wherever you go in the city there's music pumping out the hotel as you enter, so you have this real feeling of blue skies, little light balmy wind, no humidity, which is probably the main reason that it's so different to Sydney for me. And now I can understand why it's such a wonderful place to visit. A lot of my Uber drivers say it's a hospitality destination, conferences back and forth all the time, and that they love it because the people that they work with are happy and relaxed. Now, the other thing that's probably slowing me down a little bit is that I don't actually have big scissors for sort of cutting pieces out, so I want to leave some of the cutting and tearing until I get home. So those of you who don't like me doing that can be relieved. This is just Kate stitching in easy running stitch an old doll's blanket. I did pick up another bonnet. Remember in Kansas I bought a baby's bonnet, and this one was very beautiful, I thought, but it was just a little bit more expensive. I mean, it was worth what they were asking, but I thought, Kate, what is going in your head that you're now interested in collecting baby's bonnets? But it wasn't because it was a bonnet, it was just the most beautiful work, embroidered, and oh, it's just gorgeous. And it would have been one of those pieces like my apron that I would have really treasured every time I used it on pieces. Because when I was explaining in one of those shops that I buy my embroideries, they're not mine, they're at the shops, both for slow stitching and for my journals. So I love using vintage pieces in both. But the colour ones come out in slow stitching and the nude ones come out in the journals. Isn't that funny? Okay, so that's done. Little baby scissors, here we go. Just do that off there. So I have another side to do, but I'll do that and spare you looking at that bright pink, bright yellow fabric. But that's on its way. I do also have, I bought this piece, which again is a napkin, and it's so pretty and pink that I thought I would make a smaller piece with that, because I haven't got anything pink other than my needle book. So I'm going to do an experiment. I'm just snipping this here and see if it will. Look at that. So there's the beginning of another pouch. It's as simple as that, everyone. See, that one already nearly wants to naturally hold itself. It's got some stitching here. So why don't we, where have I put them? Just going to get out my beautiful ribbons. I put them somewhere so I wouldn't forget where they were. But it's not in here. Is it in here? Nope. Look at that. Just saying. Look. Already. Already. Maybe I want to do this one first. Rather than the... I'm trying to save these for my quilt, but can you see what's happening? I'm getting very excited. And I want to use... Let's just do a little harvest if I can find those scissors. Because hey, if I can just get the corner of that hanky, that'll make my luggage lighter. Let's see. Now please know, like, it's got holes and stains everywhere. It's coming to a new home. Sorry, starting to sing from happiness. I mean, I'm so glad I've got two of these because I think that piece is going to belong in field notes, isn't it? It really will. Not with this one, but with one to come. So let's just tuck that in there. I'm liking the idea of pockets in this accordion very much. Love that piece. Okay, see Kate's carried away. Here's my little pouchy. It's beautiful, soft. Actually, what I'd like to do, I like having these edges on this side, but that makes it very skinny. So let's stay with the original plan. If I could find a needle, I'd be stitching that there. But already this video is getting long. But just imagine that I will be working on these two pouches, and it might be this one that gets embellished on its way home. Let's think with a little bit of lace, who knows. So this is sort of a planning a planning and sharing video. So maybe I'll call it Kate Can't Stop Shopping, because you can see I'm almost overwhelmed with ideas, a little bit tired after my treasure hunting, but lots of thoughts in place. Okay, I had this most wonderful thing to show you that I talked to you about the other day, and now I can't find it. So let's just, I'm sorry that I'm not stitching, but I suppose I'm just being real, and I want to show you some things and then I'm going to finish. Okay, so you remember that I said that I felt like I went to 2 shops and I thought, okay, that is a fantastic call. And then I spoke to my husband and he said, remember, Kate, you may not be back this way again. So I thought I would go back to the shop that started it all a couple of days ago, where I got my wedding ring quilt. I knew that they wouldn't have anything new in 2 days, but hey, Kate could have missed something, and she did. So here's the last of my spends. Promise. I shared with you with my journals that I came home with all bunnies. I love the bunnies, but here's my messages for you. I got a few more because I just love them. Be who you are. I thought I can use this in field notes. Plant the earth, love that. Just be. So this is why I'm feeling quite strongly that paper and fabric will go together. And I don't know whether this is the second one, but I just loved that. And they're worth it even for the velvet ribbon at the top. Okay, so got a few more of those. Hanging on the wall was a quirky thing that I had noticed last time but didn't buy. So this is from Vignettes in San Diego. It's a little apron hand stitched with squares, and if nothing else, it's a good lesson on how to put things together with lots of different fabrics. And I won't use all of these, but I just loved this as a snippet of history and happy colors and big long strings. My most expensive purchase there, and again I love the ribbon, is French, are they tea towels? I haven't even looked at the initials. I looked at these the other day and didn't, but I have this time because just in terms of my slow stitch quilts, and I'm going to need a lot of flowers. I love the back as well, and this is linen, pure linen. So I've seen these on Etsy, I've seen that people resell them, and I see that they're quite expensive, and I know Rachel and Sarah and Juju love to use them, and I just did it. So there's 5, I think, and see, I'm having the same feeling of just holding them. So I took a deep breath and I thought, I'm going to buy those because I've got a suitcase and they're expensive. I may never have an opportunity to see them in the flesh again. So I gathered them up and leant down to pick up my garbage bags, and it was a completely different little shop in the same place, and guess what? I found a, what do we call them? Feed sacks. It goes here, extra heavy and seamless. I love that word seamless. That can feature, I mean, I can make a pouch out of this. Actually, why don't I think of that for the plane? You never know, just stay with me. But look at that, and this is just lovely and thick, double, but again, look at that for a patch. These are the, see, Kate's sort of attracted to imperfections, I think, and there's huge amount of that. So I can open that up. Well, it's seamless, but that's something special in itself. Look at that edging. Okay, hearts beating faster. And the final thing is, you all love the wedding ring quilt so much. I love my Beck's bag. That should be a needle book, and that's Beck at So Be Curated. It's so soft and squishy. And when I was there last time, I did not see this. So this is for all of us. Kate's indulgence, we'll call this. This is a bag. And look, what's on it. This is what sold it to me. It's a little starry flower put on a doily with a crystal button. Now, just for inspiration alone, wouldn't we like to do that more often? So that will be transplanted. That will be on my big garden quilt as a star. So that's what sold it. And then when I looked, it's similar. It's got some marks on it. So this is one that don't hate me, but I will tell you why. I think it's already been upcycled, because inside here is a tag made by Ernestine. Ernestine, if you're out there, bless you, because she has machine stitched this all together. And as I said, there are stains and a bit of mold, in fact quite a lot of mold, see here. And I don't mind stains, but I don't like mold in my work. So this one you probably will see, so I'm just going to be authenticate and say this one has already had a new life as a bag and might get some more life on my pieces. But it's very, very soft. It's very pretty. It's different to this one, and it's different from all my other pieces. So that's been a long one. Kate's just been chatting. I hope that's okay with you. I think it is, because you're always so kind. And once I get packed, I've got a long layover tomorrow, San Diego. No, I fly quickly from San Diego to LA, and then it's a long layover, because I don't actually fly until 11:30 at night. But I suppose that's good for sleeping. So there'll be plenty of stitching, and I just want to say thank you for sharing my happiness. I've had such a great time over here. Which one goes nicest? Let me have this one. Pretty nice. I like Plant the Earth and Believe and Just Be. So for now, this is Kate saying thank you and wishing you a wonderful day and night and week ahead. And I'll talk to you when I'm home in my nest in Australia. Bye for now.